Hello, today in this video we'll discuss about customs procedure or import procedure. Means the procedure to be followed for assessment and clearance of imported goods. Means the procedure to be followed by whom? By the person in charge of the conveyance and the importer. Here conveyance means what? A vessel or aircraft or any vehicle. So these are the steps involved in the import procedure. First, arrival of conveyance. And after arrival of conveyance, the import manifest or import report should be submitted by the person in charge of the conveyance. After submitting, grant of entry invoice will be granted by the custom officer. After granting and no unloading without mentioning the import manifest and landed at the approved place only. Means what are the goods mentioned in the import manifest only we need to unload the goods, and unloading will be where under the supervision of the officer, and unloading will be done only at the land at the approved place. After unloading, the goods will be remain under the custody of whom? Under the custodian. So next step is the importer has to submit what? Bill of entry for home consumption or warehouse. After submitting the bill of entry, noting of bill of entry will be done. Noting means here they will compare the invoice with the import manifest, and only noting will be taken place. After noting of bill of entry, self-assessment or provisional assessment will be done by the importer. After doing this assessment and submitting all the documents, importer pays the duties and out of custom order will be given by the custom officer, so that clearance will be taken place. So these are the steps involved in the import procedure, but look into the detailed procedure of the import. So in this, the person in charge, he is responsible for what? In relation to a vessel, the master of the vessel will be the person in charge. And in case, in relation to an aircraft, the commander or pilot in charge of the aircraft, and in relation to the train, the conductor or god, and in relation to the conveyance, the driver or any other person will be the person in charge. And what is his role as a person in charge? He has to submit import manifest. Import manifest means what? Detailed information to customs about the goods in the vessel which have been brought at the port or airport. This has to be the information relating to the goods. Each and everything has to be should be mentioned in the import manifest, and even same in the export manifest. And he has to ensure that the conveyance comes through what? Approved route. Conveyance means what? Vessel, aircraft and a vehicle. Otherwise, the goods will be liable for what? Confiscation. And he has to ensure that loading and unloading only after written proper order. Means after getting the permission only, he has to unload the goods, or even loading will be taken place. He has to ensure that conveyance does not leave without any written order or permission. Okay, even for the export also, the conveyance cannot leave without having the permission from the custom authorities. And he will be penalized if he gives a false declaration. Means in the import manifest he has to give the accurate details. And shortage and non-accounting of use in conveyance also liable for what? Confiscation. Means he has mentioned any less in quantity, or he does not mention anything in the import manifest. That in such situations also they are liable for the confiscation. So these are the responsibilities of what? Person in charge. Okay. So after submitting the import manifest, import report means the person in charge of a vessel or aircraft has to submit import manifest, and we call it as IGM, means import general manifest, or import report in case of vehicles. It has to be submitted electronically prior to the arrival as a vessel at the customs station. Means before the vessel come only, we need to submit what? Electronically. And import report has to be submitted within 12 hours of the arrival of the customs station. Means this is in situation of vehicles. If the report is not submitted within the time, a penalty is 50,000 is imposed. Up to 50,000 penalty will be charged. to whom the person in charge of the vessel. And penalty will not be imposed if the custom officer is satisfied with the sufficient cost for the delivery. For example, so if the person in charge does not submit the import manifest, he has to mention the sufficient reason for the delay. Okay. So after seeing this, the person in charge will submit import manifest in case of ship and aircraft. Here, import report is submitted in case of any train or any other ticket. After submitting the import message, grant of entry inward and unloading will be taken place. Grant of entry inward by the custom officer. After delivering of the import manifest, custom officer is satisfied that there are sufficient reason for not delivering the import manifest. Custom officer shall grant entry inward. Okay, and unloading of cargo can start only after custom officer grant entry inwards. Entry inwards is granted when we have the berthing accommodation is granted to the vessel. Okay, this we call it as what? Entry inward. And entry inward will be granted when we have the berthing accommodation is given. Okay, here unloading will be taken place and here loading will be taken place. And unloading will be taken place how? Under the supervision of the approved officer and at the approved place. See, if there is heavy congestion at the port, shipping berth may not be available and entry inwards cannot be granted, and this date is relevant for what? Determining the rate of customs. Sometimes entry inwards is not required for certain goods like baggage, mail bags. Baggage means that we bring along with us. Mail bags means like parcels, post, animals, perishable goods means that are deteriorated in a short span of time. Hazardous goods means dangerous goods. And unloading of reported goods is only permitted. Means both those goods which have mentioned in the import manifest, those only we have to unload the goods. And at the approved place under the supervision of the custom officer. After unloading the goods has to be cleared within the stipulated time. Usually 3 days will be given. If not removed, demurrage charges is paid to whom? To the port trust authorities. After unloading, the goods will be remain in the custody of whom? Under the custodian. Means after the goods are unloaded, it will be remain in the custody of authority approved by whom? By the commissioner of the custom till the goods are cleared. Such authority shall keep proper record of such goods and shall not allow removal of goods from the custom areas without permission from the custom officer. After that, we need to the importer has to submit a bill of entry. The bill of entry is what? Is an important document which every importer has to submit to custom officer in respect of imported goods. It shall be in prescribed form. Can be either for home consumption or for warehousing. It includes all the goods mentioned in the bill of lading receipt given by the carrier to the consignor. It has to be submitted within 1 day after the aircraft arrives at the customs station at which the imported goods have to be cleared. Yes, after the aircraft have arrived, within 1 day we need to submit the bill of entry. Okay, so that the goods can be cleared. And it can be submitted up to 30 days prior to the date of expected of arrival of the vessel. Before month itself we can submit what? Bill of entry. But in such case, duty will be payable at the rate applicable on the date on which entry inward is granted and not on the date on which bill of entry is presented. Okay. So, why? Because it is the bill of entry is submitted 30 days prior to the expected date of arrival. So, in such case, the rate applicable on the date will not be taken into the consideration, but the rate of exchange will be the same. Means rate of exchange will be the date on which presentation of bill of entry. If the bill of entry is not submitted within the specified date, the proper officer shall levy prescribed charges for the late submission. Here, bill of entry. See, this is the pattern of the bill of entry. How it is, packages, quantity, goods, how much duty you need to pay, additional custom duty. All this will be shown in the bill of entry. Bill of entry are of three types. Bill of entry for home consumption, bill of entry for